she texted. I withdrew $50,000 from your account for my dream business. You'll thank me later. I responded, I believe in you. Then I let her spend every penny before revealing it was my separate account for tax debt, now in her name too. When the IRS agent knocked on her door 6 months later, original post I, 38 male, am sitting here with my morning coffee, and honestly, I'm still processing everything that went down. My ex-girlfriend Monica, 35, taught me the most expensive lesson of my life, that some people's entitlement knows no bounds. We'd been together for 3 years. Not married, thank God. She moved into my place about 18 months ago. Monica was always the entrepreneur type. You know, constantly talking about her next big idea but never actually following through. MLMs, dropshipping, crypto coaching, she'd tried it all. I funded most of these ventures because, well, love makes you stupid. About 7 months ago, I was at work when I got the text that changed everything. Monica, baby, I did something amazing. I withdrew $50,000 from your account for my boutique consulting firm. This is IT, the big one. You'll thank me when we're millionaires. I stared at my phone. $50,000. Here's the thing. Monica had access to one account, not my main accounts, not my investments. She had access to a specific business account I'd set up years ago for tax purposes. I'm self-employed, run a small IT consulting firm. Every quarter, I move money into this account for estimated taxes. It sits there, untouched, until Uncle Sam comes calling. The account had both our names on it. I'd added her the previous year when she begged me to help establish business credit. Another red flag I ignored. My first instinct was rage. Call the bank, call the cops, scorched earth. But then I looked at my calendar. April. Tax payment wasn't due until September for that quarter's estimates. 6 months. An idea formed. Maybe it was petty, maybe it was genius. Definitely both. I texted back, I believe in you, babe. Make us rich. She called immediately, crying happy tears, talking about how this meant everything, how she knew I'd understand, how we were going to be the next power couple featured in Forbes. I played along. Oscar-worthy performance, if I say so myself. That night, she showed me her business plan. It was something. Basically, she wanted to be a lifestyle consultant for wealthy women. Her qualifications? She dressed nice and had 3K Instagram followers. The 50K was for office space in the trendy downtown area, 3K her month lease, designer furniture and decor, $15, marketing and branding, $10K, inventory of curated lifestyle products to resell, $15K, operating expenses. I smiled and nodded, even helped her set up an LLC, in her name only, of course. For tax purposes, I explained. She was thrilled about being a real CEO. What Monica didn't know, 1, that account wasn't just holding my money, it was specifically earmarked for quarterly tax payments. 2, when she withdrew the money, she became liable for the tax debt. 3, the IRS doesn't care whose name is on the LLC when they come collecting. 4, I had emails and texts of her admitting to taking the money without asking first, though she thought I'd forgiven her. I watched her burn through that money like it was Monopoly cash. The office? Gorgeous. The furniture? Imported Italian leather. The inventory? Mostly designer handbags she kept for herself as samples. The marketing? Instagram ads that went nowhere. By month 2, she had 3 clients. Total revenue $1,200. By month 3, she was complaining the market was oversaturated. By month 4, she was pivoting to wellness coaching. By month 5, she was asking me for another loan. I told her I was tapped out, but that I believed in her vision. She'd figure it out. Month 6. Well, that's when things got interesting. Update 1 September rolled around. Monica's business was officially dead, though she hadn't admitted it yet. The office lease was broken, the furniture sold at a massive loss, and she was back to posting motivational quotes on Instagram about falling forward and trusting the journey. Then I got the letter from the IRS. Failure to pay estimated quarterly taxes, penalties and interest, the whole 9 yards. I acted shocked, panicked. Monica was in the living room doing a face mask when I walked in with the letter. Babe, we have a problem. She barely looked up from her phone. What now? The IRS. That account you took the money from. That was my tax account. Now she looked up. The face mask made her expression even more comical. Your what? My tax account, for quarterly payments. The $50 you withdrew? That was supposed to go to the IRS. But you said you believed in me. I did. I do. But the IRS doesn't care about your business streams, Mon. The panic in her eyes was, well, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't a little satisfying. So pay them. You have money. I do. But here's the thing. You withdrew it from an account with your name on it. You put it into a business registered in your name. As far as the IRS is concerned, you took that money. That's insane. It was your tax money, which you took without asking. I have the texts where you admitted it. She stood up, face mask cracking. You set me up? No, Monica. You stole $50,000. I just didn't stop you. The meltdown was spectacular, screaming about betrayal, about how I was supposed to support her, about how this was financial abuse. She threw a wine glass. It missed. Fix this, she screamed. Can't. IRS already has the paperwork. You're a business owner now, remember? Congrats, CEO. She packed a bag and went to her sister's. Good. I changed the locks the next morning. But Monica wasn't done. Oh no. The entitlement ran deeper than I thought. Update 2. Monica's sister, Denise, called me the next day. The lecture was immediate. How dare you sabotage Monica's dreams? She took that money to build a future for both of you. She took it without asking, Denise. You're partners. What's yours is hers. We're not married. We're not even together anymore. You can't just throw her to the IRS. That's evil. I didn't throw anyone anywhere. She made adult decisions. Adults face consequences. Denise hung up on me. 20 minutes later, Monica's mom called. Then her dad. Then her best friend. The narrative was consistent. I was a monster who trapped poor Monica. Meanwhile, the IRS sent Monica her own letter. Since the business was in her name and the money went directly to her LLC, they wanted their cut. With penalties and interest, she owed about $18,000. Monica tried everything. She called my mother crying, saying I ruined her life. Mom laughed and hung up. She posted on social media about financial abuse in relationships without naming me directly. Most people ignored it. She threatened to sue me for deceptive practices. Her lawyer, cousin who got his degree online, sent a cease and desist that my actual lawyer laughed at. She tried to break into my house at 2 a.m., claiming she left important documents. Security camera caught everything. I sent the footage to the police. Then came the extinction level entitlement event. Monica showed up at my office with her parents. During a client meeting, they barged past reception, found the conference room, and Monica's dad started yelling about how I was going to make this right, or he'd handle it himself. My client, a 60-year-old hardware store owner, stood up and said, "Son, I think you better leave before someone calls the police." Monica was sobbing. He tricked me. He let me take money he knew was for taxes. My client looked at her, then at me, then back at her. You took money without asking? To start a business, for our future. That wasn't yours to take. Even a stranger could see through the bullcrap. Security escorted them out. I filed for a restraining order that afternoon. But the IRS doesn't care about restraining orders. They wanted their money. Update 3rd October arrived, and Monica was in full panic mode. The IRS had frozen her bank accounts. Well, the business account with about $300 left in it. They'd started sending increasingly serious letters, the kind with lots of bold text and words like legal action and wage garnishment. She tried calling me, blocked, emails, filtered. She even created fake social media accounts to message me. The desperation was real. Then she did something I didn't expect. She actually got a job. Some marketing agency hired her as a social media coordinator, probably making $40K a year. Not bad, except the IRS wanted their money now, and $40K wasn't going to cut it. Her solution? Try to claim I coerced her into taking the money. I found out when an IRS investigator called me. Agent Harrison sounded like he'd heard every excuse in the book. Mr. Davidson, Miss Garrett claims you instructed her to withdraw funds from the joint account for tax evasion purposes. I laughed. Actually laughed. Agent Harrison, I have text messages where she admits to taking the money without my knowledge, plus security footage of her recent attempts to break into my home. Would you like copies? That would be helpful, yes. I sent everything. Every text, every email, every deranged 3 a.m. voicemail she left from her sister's phone. The security footage of her trying to jimmy my back door with a butter knife, the police reports, everything. Agent Harrison called back a week later. Mr. Davidson, we've reviewed the materials. Ms. Garrett's claims appear to be unfounded. She'll be receiving an updated notice with additional penalties for false statements. The penalties jumped to $24,000. Monica's next move? She tried to crowdfund help, betrayed by my ex and now facing IRS harassment. She raised $367, mostly from her mom. Then she hired a real lawyer, not her cousin, an actual tax attorney. This guy called me trying to negotiate. Mr. Davidson, my client is willing to drop all claims against you if you assist with the tax debt. What claims? The ones the police laughed at? The ones the IRS dismissed? She's facing serious financial hardship. She stole $50,000. She borrowed from a joint account, without permission, to fund a vanity project. After years of me bankrolling her failed schemes, my client maintains she had implied consent. Cool, tell it to the judge. He hung up. Guess Monica couldn't afford many billable hours. November came. The IRS doesn't wait forever. They started garnishing her wages, 25% right off the top. Monica was now taking home maybe $2,200 a month. Her apartment cost $1,500. She moved back in with her parents. Update for December. The 6-month mark since the Grand Theft Boutique. Monica's parents reached out one more time. Different tone this time. Her mom called, sounding exhausted. She won't stop crying. Can't you help her? Even a little? I funded every dream she ever had for 3 years. This was the wake-up call she needed. She's destroyed. The IRS is taking everything. They're taking what she owes. That's how taxes work. You're really gonna let her suffer like this? I'm not doing anything. She's experiencing consequences. There's a difference. Her mom hung up, but she called back an hour later. She's saying she's going to hurt herself. I sighed. Then call 911, get her help. But emotional manipulation won't make the IRS go away. Harsh? Maybe. But I'd been down this road before. Every time Monica faced any consequence, it was threats and tears until someone bailed her out. Not this time. January brought the final act. Agent Harrison called with an update. Mr. Davidson, I wanted to inform you that we've completed our investigation. Ms. Garrett has agreed to a payment plan. She'll be paying $400 monthly for the next 8 years. 8 years. Additionally, her business LLC has been flagged. Any future business ventures will be under increased scrutiny. Good to know. Off the record, Mr. Davidson, this is one of the more interesting cases I've seen. Most people stop the withdrawal. You let her hang herself with her own rope. I just respected her independence. She's a strong, empowered woman who didn't need a man telling her what to do with money. He actually chuckled. Have a good day, Mr. Davidson. Monica's final message came through LinkedIn, of all places. I know you'll probably never read this, but I wanted you to know you've ruined my life. I was building something beautiful, and you let me fail. What kind of person does that? I'll be paying for your taxes until I'm 43. I hope you're happy. I hope that money was worth losing someone who loved you. I did read it, even screenshot it. The delusion was still strong. In her mind, she was the victim of my elaborate trap, not a woman who stole money, burned through it on a fantasy, and faced legal consequences. She was right about one thing, though. I am happy. Happier than I'd been in years. Final update. It's been a year now since Monica's Grand Theft Boutique adventure began. Figured I'd share where everyone ended up. Monica is still living with her parents, still making payments to the IRS, still posting motivational quotes about rising from the ashes on Instagram. She started another business venture last month, virtual assistant services. It lasted 2 weeks before she realized it required actual work. Her family still thinks I'm Satan incarnate. Fine by me. They enabled her for 35 years. They can keep enabling her now. The marketing agency fired her after 3 months. Apparently, showing up to work is mandatory, not optional when you're not feeling inspired. She's working at a department store now. Retail. The horror. Her Instagram bio still says CEO, entrepreneur/dream chaser. Some mutual friends think I was too harsh. You could have just stopped her from taking the money. Sure, I could have. But then she'd never have learned anything. She'd have just resented me for crushing her dreams and found another way to be reckless with someone else's money. Others think I'm a legend. My buddy Craig framed the text where she admitted to taking the money without asking. It's hanging in his office as a reminder to never ignore red flags. As for me, I'm good. Better than good. Started dating a woman who has her own business. A real one, with actual clients and revenue and everything. She laughed until she cried when I told her this story. Then she showed me her business bank statements, tax returns, and credit score. "Just so we're clear," she said. I kept the security footage of Monica trying to break in with a butter knife. Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I watch it. The determination, the entitlement. The complete shock when she realizes I installed a new deadbolt. Comedy gold. The $50,000? Well, I'd moved other money to cover the tax payment back in September, paid in full, on time, like always. The IRS got their money from both of us that year. They probably bought nice Christmas bonuses. Monica texted me last week from her friend's phone. "Can we talk? I've grown." I didn't respond, but I did laugh. Some people never learn. The moral of the story, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they steal from you, let them. But make sure they're stealing their own future, not yours. Oh, and always, always keep your tax money in a separate account, without anyone else's name on it. Peace out, Reddit. May your partners be honest and your tax returns be drama-free.